Hello and welcome to the Car Care Nut channel, and welcome to what is a new segment in my channel. So as you all know, my regular viewers will know, if you're new, you're gonna learn this too. I work at a Toyota dealership. This is my day job. I do YouTube on the side, but my main source of income and my main job is a Toyota technician at a Toyota dealership. So most people have a harsh opinion of dealerships, and you can go online and search dealership stories and you'll hear all kinds of stories about customers and how they were treated unfairly by the dealership and how some people will call the dealership stealership. However, I wanted to start a segment to give you guys a glimpse of some of the stories of the things that people do to dealerships, whether they're trying to take advantage, whether they treat the dealership really unfairly, and the things that we have to put up with, if you would. So before we get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some of my other videos. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. And without further ado, let's talk about some customer experience from the dealership side. So the first story is a customer with a 2012, this was way back when the car was probably a year old, 2012 Camry came in, car was towed in, wouldn't start, the fans is blaring, there's smoke coming from under the hood, and the customer's freaked out, yelling, screaming, this is horrible, I bought this car new, this is unacceptable. Usually Toyotas are not known for catching on fire and electrical problems, so there's always a question mark, but hey, things happen. So bring this car in, push it in, the fans are always on, and if you leave it, of course the battery was disconnected at this point, you connect the battery, the thing starts smoking after a little bit from the fuse box. Well, if you've watched my video on common problems with 12 to 14 Camrys, there's a ground behind the bumper that is notorious to give an issue when you paint and then connect the ground without cleaning up the area where it connects to. It just causes a short loop, it loops through the ground, and it causes all kinds of electrical gremlins. So naturally, when we took this car in, that's the first thing we checked, because that was a trending issue at the time, and we were trying to figure out what's going on with these. Pull the bumper out, yep, there's tape, there is paint, there's all kinds of signs that this car has been in a pretty good size accident. So we cleaned the ground, the fans came off. However, the fuse box was already melted because it just catches on fire when that happens. So we quoted the customer, of course, this is a very big expense. We quoted the customer a new fuse block and the labor that goes with it, standard procedure at this point. And then when we approached the customer, we told him, sir, your car's been in an accident, this is not warranty. Of course, when you come into the dealership with a non-warranty claim or even a warranty claim, the dealership will ask you, you gotta authorize a diagnosis charge. That's just how the world works. If it's warranty, you pay nothing. If it's not, then you have to pay for the time if you're not planning to fix it. Well, the customer flat out started yelling, my car has never been in an accident, not even a curb rash. Well, sir, let's take you to I don't want to see the car. I don't believe you. You guys are lying, trying to steal my money. This is a ridiculous estimate. Now, granted, the estimate were, of course, high. But then we moved to tell him, sir, we're not asking you to okay this estimate. We're asking you, if this accident is recent, call your insurance because this is as a result of the accident, or take it back to the body shop because they messed up and they're going to take care of it. Or give us their contact and we'll contact them and talk to them about it. No, he was yelling, screaming, you guys are trying to rob me. This car has never been in an accident. Okay, well, let's pull a Carfax. The one time that the Carfax came to the rescue, accident reported not 2 weeks ago. Okay, well, sir, here is the Carfax on your car. It has been in an accident. No, it has never been an accident. That's a mistake. Okay, sir, we can't really help you. Take the car. Okay, I'll send a tow truck. Week passes, car's still there, no answer on the phone. Left him a voicemail. Dealerships will do this. Sir, if you don't pick up your car after a week, we're going to start charging you storage fees, because this car is just taking up space and liability on the dealership. If it gets stolen, gets damaged, whatever the case may be, we need this car gone if we're not going to work on it anymore. Finally, he came up to pick up the car with the tow truck, and if I remember correctly, the diagnosis fee was either $100 or $110, somewhere between this range, and the guy paid the dealership in pennies. Pennies. He brought it in a bucket full of pennies, and if you're from the United States, that's a lot of pennies to pay $110. A lot of pennies. So yeah, I guess our cashier didn't have a problem giving exact change back to customers. Go figure. Another story, this one was a 2015 Camry. Lady came in. As soon as she opens the door in the drive and gets out, I need to speak to the manager. Usually that's a bad sign when someone comes in. Usually the advisor goes running in, checking on his computer. Did we just do work on this car and something got messed up? No, this car was never bought at our dealership, never serviced here, never been here. So it's like, okay, well, you need to speak to the manager. He's paid the big bucks because that's what he has to do. So she barges in the manager's office, yelling and screaming, demanding that we replace the radio screen. Radio has a screen in this car, and the screen has broken on its own. And she claims that it was a safety hazard because the screen was sharp edges, and she was very unhappy that this thing popped in cold weather. Now we're in Chicago, it does get really cold, but here's the problem with the screen. You go to the screen, there is a punch mark, a mark right in the middle of the screen where it's pushed in, and then the whole thing is just shattered. I wish I have a picture of this. Unfortunately, this is also a little old and I misplaced the picture. But it clearly is someone punched the screen. In this case, you know, there's a lot of avenues we could have taken with this customer. We could have given her a good discount. I understand we all have lives, but she was yelling and screaming and demanding that we cover this under warranty, or she was going to involve lawyers, she was going to involve all kinds of things. It's like, lady, you punched your screen, and I'm sorry, I would be upset too if I got a fit of rage, if you would, and I punched it for whatever reason. I would be upset too, but don't take it on the dealership. We didn't. And on top of it, you're demanding warranty. I don't know. Well, that lady actually caused so much stir that the manager had to call the police. And yes, dealerships will call the police if you cause a disturbance, because remember, you're a customer, and dealerships will take care of their customers. But when causing a disturbance that you're affecting other customers, they will call the police and have you removed. That's just what happened with this one, unfortunately. And then the creme de la creme for the last. This one is recent and it affected me. I was the technician working on this car. And usually when customers come in the dealership that has never been there, it's always a careful walk with these customers because we don't know you, we don't know how you react to things, we don't have any service history on the car. It's just a total unknown. We've never seen this car, we don't know what to expect, especially when it's an older car. And in Chicago, cars tend to fall apart a little bit from rust, from the rough streets of Chicago. Well, here is this 4Runner. Looks very nice on the outside, actually beautiful on the outside, very clean, with nice TRD wheels and all the nice accessories with it. Well, the customer comes in, normal, just I want an alignment, my car pulls to the right, great, have a seat, we'll take care of it. Well, before any alignment, especially on cars that I've never worked on or our dealership has never worked on, I take it for a long test drive to make sure that verify the concern. That's the number one rule in a dealership. You have to verify the concern. Otherwise, we're chasing ghosts. So go drive this car. It pulls to the right hard. I didn't even need to drive it far. I mean, I had to physically hold the steering wheel so it would go straight. As soon as you touch the brakes, it throws itself wildly to the left. I don't need to align this car. I don't need to inspect it. I already know there's a problem with the front brakes. Something is locking up or completely locked up. Pull the car in, lift it up, inspect the brakes, inspect the whole car. The frames is rusty and have holes and it's all kinds, it's done. This car is not even worth fixing at this point in my professional opinion, but the front brakes are locked up, which is super notorious on these, especially on a rusty one like this one. So I stop at this point. I'm not going to waste the customer's money, whatever they're paying for the alignment. I'm not going to waste their money. You don't need an alignment. We need to address the brakes. Sir, here's what we have. Brakes are locked up. You don't need an alignment. Maybe you do need an alignment, but that's not what you need right now. We need to address these brakes, or if you don't want us to do the work, fine, but you need to address these brakes because they're dangerous. The guy flat says, no, don't worry about the brakes, just do the alignment. Sir, you do understand that your car does not need an alignment, and that's not going to fix your pull. And if anything, when we align this car, your steering wheel will be almost upside down because it's straight, but the car wants to go right. So in order for you to drive straight, you have to turn the wheel and compensate for the other way. He says, don't worry about it, just do the alignment. Okay? You're the customer, you're paying, it's your car, you're the boss. But you've been warned. Pull the car in alignment, align it. Unfortunately, the camber was out, so there is an adjuster. I could not turn because it's completely seized. And if I keep hammering on it, it's going to break, and now there's a point of no return. You can't drive this car with a broken eccentric. Go back to the customer. Sir, I cannot complete this alignment to specification. This adjuster is seized. Here's an estimate for repairs. However, you still need to take care of the brakes because we might not even need to mess with the camber because of the brakes. You catch my drift here? We're not going to go chasing ghosts here. The only thing I can adjust on your car is tow. Do the best you can, that's what he said. Well, I'm going to adjust the toe and that's it, but that's an incomplete alignment. Do it, don't worry about it. Okay, again, you're the boss, it's your car, your money. I'm just the humble mechanic, right? Well, not Charles, again, sorry Charles. I'm just a mechanic. I'll do what you say, sir, because you're not listening to what I'm telling you. Align the car, go drive it, steering wheel's upside down, because the brakes are locked up, again. Pull the car on the drive. Have a nice day. Please don't crash your car because the brakes at this point were, it was a little bit of a snowy day, and usually drive over snow, the right front wheel just drags over the snow. It's completely locked up. Well, pull the car up, guy takes it. Okay, well, whatever, that's what he wanted. Comes right back. My steering wheel is upside down. Well, sir, I just told you that your steering wheel is gonna be upside down because the pull is caused by the brakes. Long story short, the guy demanded to speak to the manager, again, spoke to him, and we have decided that, okay, we're going to put back the alignment to exactly how it was before. Just there's a printout, just put the adjustments how they were before. Sir, yes sir, do that. Give him back the car. Guy comes back again. Yelling, threatening, screaming, I want my money back, you didn't do anything, car still pulls. It's like, sir, your brakes are causing the pull. And then he pulls the magic word. But I read on the forum that the pulls are only caused by alignments. Well, sir, this is what I usually say to customers. If you know so much, why don't you fix your own car? And then on top of it, if you're counting on somebody else, disregarding the professional's opinion, then why don't you have that someone fix the car instead of this whole mess? Anyways, long story short, fighting, yelling, screaming, pushing at some point. Police were called, guy was escorted out. Does it end there? You'd think so, right? Disgruntled, is probably going on the internet saying we are the worst people in the world. No, opens a Toyota case. Now, Toyota never ignores their customers. Even if they're wrong, they will investigate, and that's just how they are. They call, we waste all the time explaining to them everything, go through the whole thing, customer comes in, we explain to him everything again, and he admits that we told him that this was going to happen, but he's still not happy. And then the manager told him, what would make you happy, sir? I want my refund. Told him, sir, we did 2 alignments on your car, and initially before those 2 alignments, we gave you free diagnosis. All you had to do was, no, I don't want to deal with the brakes. Let's just leave it as is. I'll go fix my brakes somewhere else. But it's just easier to fight with the dealership. I don't understand it. Folks, from these stories, if you have a legitimate concern of the dealership, Bring it up. Nobody at the dealership is trying to rob you. Yes, there are bad dealerships who are actually trying to rob you. But that's why it is important that you maintain a good relation with the dealership. When they know you, they will take care of you. And that's just the way it is with all dealerships. I work at a dealership. I'm not out to steal anybody. I'm just out to make an honest to God living and put food on the table for my kids. As simple as that. I hope this video was potentially not helpful, but it just gives you a glimpse of what happens behind the dealership. And for my regular viewers, if you guys enjoyed these stories, I mean, the stories are endless with dealerships. I can every once in a while collect the top 3 and put them together in a video and share it with you guys. If you enjoyed it, let me know. If not, then I guess we'll axe this one. Until the next video, guys, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have a wonderful day.